All right, well, the other big game in Class AAA is in Fargo as defending champion South visits Davies. Jason Thielges and the Eagles have won 6 of their first 7 games this season, including last week's nail-biter against West Fargo. And while this may be his team's toughest test yet, Thielges says his players are looking forward to that challenge.
Oh, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, it's, I think ever since last year we've been looking forward to it. And I know our kids are going to play extremely hard, and I know their kids will play extremely hard. And there's a lot of talent on both sides of the football. And, it should make for a heck of a game. They got some guys that are tremendously talented over there that we've got to find a way to slow down. And I think in the same way they look at us and say, we got some guys that are going to cause them some problems, and they need to slow down. So it should be a heck of a football game. Yeah, actually, I would say three of the guys on my staff, including myself, and 3 of the guys over there, we were part of the staff when Kevin Feeney was the head coach over there. So we know each other very well. Their D coordinator, we're probably best buddies almost the whole entire year except football season. So we do a lot of fishing together and stuff, but we kind of break up once football season starts. So we kind of come in knowing what each other do and like to do and how we do it, and there shouldn't be too many surprises. We'll have some wrinkles, I'll have some wrinkles, but for the most part, it's going to be about whose kids play better and who takes care of the football and who makes plays, and that's what it should be about. So, yeah, it was so strange because, the 1 week we had a tough game against the Cheyenne triple option, and and I think that it wasn't like we got out physical. We maybe just got a little kind of deceived by that and hadn't seen that. And, really no one's ever ran that on us in the conference since we've been around. So it's something that as a coaching staff we got to get better and look at how we can defend that better and do it, where our kids understand it better too. So we kind of left that game with a sour taste. And then we played Red River, and really, the defense played really well except for 2 plays. We gave up an 85 and a 76-yard touchdown. But other than that, they probably played their best defensive game of the year. So it kind of was kind of strange. You take out those 2 plays, which were disappointing, but you don't know if that's just an aberration or not. And then you play West Fargo, and they played a really, really complete game and played physical. So we just hope we can continue to keep doing that.
The talent Davies possesses certainly isn't lost on South. Head coach Troy Mattern says his Bruins are well aware of the damage guys like Aiden and Tristan Hartness can do to his team.
We definitely have to key on them. We have to, especially in our secondary, we got to mix up our looks. We can't be in the same coverage and the same look every time because he's going to pick us apart. And we know that his brother's his number 1 receiver, and we got to make sure, we mix up our looks with him too to not always do the same thing. And, but the biggest thing is we just got to play the game. We know he's going to make his plays, and we know his brother's going to make his plays. We just got to limit the big plays. We got to make sure that they march if they're going to score, they got to march themselves down the field and complete a drive. We just can't allow those big plays like they've done throughout the season. He's becoming a leader. He understands our offense. He's very thorough in what we're doing, and he understands what we're doing. And we're able to do a lot of different things with him. And if you watch and you film us, we're doing a lot of wildcat things too, where we can put him out on the perimeter as a receiver. We can put him in a wing where he's such a good blocker. We put him out as a fullback. So he's able to do a lot of things for us, not only to be the quarterback, but just a nice complement to what we're doing offensively. And lately he's really started to understand the defenses a little more, and he's throwing the ball really well. So, I think if we can throw that 8 to 10 times a game with the running game we have, it's just going to open those things up, later in the season when we need to be able to throw the ball when they put 8, 9 guys in the box. We do know how special it is, and we know it's really, and we talk about it's a once in a lifetime as a coach. You don't get these guys that walk through your halls every single year. And, And it's been a special run not only this year, but since they joined our program 4 years ago. And we're soaking up every minute. You know, a lot of times you take things for granted when you go and watch film and you watch what they do every day, because a lot of people don't get to see what they do. And they've made themselves better on the practice field and in the weight room. They're just true student athletes that understand what it takes to put themselves in a situation to play at the next level, which they're both going to do. But yeah, we're definitely soaking it up every minute we get them, because we know it's going to be a lot different for us next year. You know, we feel we'll still be a very competitive team, but to be able to have two Division I players like those kids, it's going to be we're definitely going to miss them. I mean, there's no question about it. So we're going to enjoy the ride we're on with them, and hopefully we can continue to play the way we are. You know, I think one thing is our kicker. You know, we got a kicker that's a Division I prospect. He's getting a lot of Big Ten looks too, and it's just such a valuable weapon in high school football when you can have a kicker that one can always, you pretty much guarantees you a touchback, which forces every offense to go 80 yards on you, and it's just so valuable. And then just to know that you're pretty solid on your extra points and any field goal inside, 40 yards, it's something he can convert. So I think a big part of our game too that is underestimated is our kicking game. And then secondly, our offensive line's did a nice job too. A lot of credit goes to Johannesson and Brooks with the type of numbers they're putting up, but we really are getting it done up front. And, we got a lot of experience back from last year's state championship team, and a lot of times they get underestimated, but they're really doing a nice job.
Well, there's no doubt that this game is going to feature some of the biggest and brightest stars that North Dakota has not only had this year, but over the past several years. You're talking about Aiden Hartness, Tristan Hartness. Those guys are rock stars for Fargo Davies. And then on the other side, you've got two future D1 big-time talents in Ty Brooks and James Johannesson. But with all that talent on the field, I think it's going to come down to defense. And both of these two teams said they've been playing their best defense just over this last week or two. And that really could be the point that tips this game.
And it's an encouraging sign for both of those programs as they move forward toward the postseason. Everybody wants to play good defense in the playoffs, because a lot of times that's the difference between winning a championship and going home a little early.
It's so true, and there's not going to be very many surprises on these two teams, as a lot of these coaches coached together back at Fargo South over the past few years before the split, and they talk about, we're not going to slip anything by the other team, that's for sure. We're just going to go out and see who executes the best.
It's a fun new rivalry up in Fargo, certainly. Guys that know each other very, very well. All right, well, we're looking forward to both of those games. Bismarck High and Century, South and Davies, both scheduled for Saturday in Fargo and in Bismarck.